Hey, what is going on with y'all, man? It's Black Balloon, and we are coming back with another video, so y'all already know what's going on. Alright, y'all. Now, today I want to do a video about Disease X. A little bit different than the usual Sunday videos we would do, but I felt it was that time to go ahead and put this video out because I've been seeing a lot of information about it since I first came across this topic. Now, here on YouTube, I watch a channel from this older doctor, and his name is Dr. John Campbell. A lot of y'all may know who he is. He has a huge channel here on YouTube. Everything he talks about is very informative. He's like a real stickler for the truth as far as the medical world goes. You know, some things he may talk about, it may go over your head if you're not really into it. It may be a little boring, but he really puts out truth. And he does a lot of videos about like excess deaths and heart problems that have all came from the you-know-what since 2020. And recently, a couple of weeks ago, he did a video about Disease X. Now, it made me start looking into it a little bit more, of course, with the WHO and the WEF, World Economic Forum, and y'all know what the WHO stands for. Also, throughout this video, I will be limited to like certain words. Y'all already know how these videos are. Certain things we just cannot say if we want this video to go up and stay on YouTube. I do got about 2 or 3 clips that I want y'all to hear about Disease X. And of course, we will talk about it a little bit more in depth. I'm going to read from this article from y'all that just kind of goes into how they're actually preparing for the next outbreak. I thought this was very interesting. I thought it was right in front of our faces. And I also think it is very bold that they're willing to actually talk about this. And then they're also telling you at the same time, they don't even know what Disease X will be. They don't even know what it's going to be called, how it's going to happen. But it's not a matter of if it's going to happen. It's just a matter of when it's going to happen. And with that, y'all, we should be paying attention. So with that being said, let's jump into this first clip from Dr. John Campbell. And I'm sure y'all gonna like what he has to say. Check this out.
Radio Davos talk. Disease X is looming. The world needs to be better prepared to tackle a future. And you'll see here that the text is from the World Economic Forum site. They go on to say, by mapping viruses with the potential to become the next Disease X, the global health community and governments can be more responsive the next time a looms. Global collaboration and adequate funding are needed to improve pandemic preparedness and ensure fast action to keep a viral outbreak at bay. It says you can get a long way being able to produce something. I'm not quite sure what's being produced, but you can produce something or other that will target a novel virus before that virus even emerges. I assume here they're referring to repurposed drugs, which could be rolled out very quickly and very cheaply and may be efficacious against a range of conditions. Maybe that's what they mean. But anyway, they're going to produce something. Can't read too much into that. All they say is something. Anyway, that will target a novel virus before that virus even emerges. It's a virus we don't know yet, but we do know it's out there. Do we? But we do know it's out there. Now, unfortunately, much to my annoyance and your annoyance, I felt compelled to delete yesterday's video. My apologies. The trick is to live to fight another day. That's what we aim for. But the video I was doing yesterday was examining a particular virus that was experimentally used to infect mice, caused a disease of the brain, and at the end of the study, none of the mice at the end of the study were alive anymore. None of them were alive anymore.
Now, y'all notice in that clip how he said he had to delete one of his videos that was the previous day that he recorded that Disease X video. Now, it made me think back because around the time he dropped that video, Nino Brown, the guy here on YouTube that has a pretty good channel, he does a lot of exposing as well, he did a video on Dr. John Campbell's video, but it wasn't the Disease X video. It was the video that John Campbell said he had to delete. And as soon as I heard him say that, boom, I remembered there was somebody who captured a piece of what he was talking about in that video. So really quick, I had to screen record this from Nino Brown's channel because he's the only one that I could find that had the clip from that video John Campbell deleted. So there's a little bit of music in the background because this is not something that, like I said, I had to get it from someone else's channel. But this is important for y'all to hear. So real quick, check this out.
Last week there was published some really concerning research from China. What the researchers did was they got a virus from a pangolin. That's these charming little creatures that are so abused throughout Eastern Asia particularly. They took a virus from the pangolin and they cultured it in cells in the laboratory. And they then infected mice with it, and it killed all of the mice that had infected through brain infection. So they've generated this new virus that kills 100% of mice it's infected with, but it gets worse. Because the mice that were infected were humanized mice. Now, these are called transgenic mice. In other words, they were given some human genes. And they were given human ACE receptor genes that were expressed by the mouse. So these are essentially human ACE receptors in genes. And it killed 100% of the mice that were infected. And these are the things that they are jiggling around with in laboratories. This is absolute madness. And that virus, my understanding from reading of the paper, was it evolved in cell cultures in a laboratory. So as a result of going through cell cultures in a laboratory, the function of the virus had been increased. It would appear it became a more functional virus. There was a function, and there was potentially an increase, maybe even a gain. Anyway, but we know it's out there. So they know it's out there. Obviously, they don't know a precise geographical location, but they know it's out there. And we know it has the potential to spill over from animal populations potentially into humans. Well, yeah, there can be natural spillover events, of course. There can also be other origins of viruses. Perhaps mutate or adapt itself and then begin spreading and killing people faster than we can contain it.
The painful lessons we learned are in danger of being forgotten as attention turns to many other crises confronting our world. But if we fail to learn those lessons, we will pay dearly next time. And there will be a next time. It's a matter of when, not if.
All right, so we're going to go into this article a little bit just to piggyback off more of what Dr. John Campbell was talking about and Disease X. So it says, the WHO has sounded an alarm bell for countries across the globe about a possible new threat, Disease X, which it believes could prove to be 20 times deadlier than the outbreak in 2020, which struck the world in 2019. Addressing the press, Tedros said that he hoped countries would reach an agreement by May to address this common enemy, Disease X, which represents a theoretical yet unidentified virus that scientists warn could be 20 times more lethal than we all know what. There are things that are unknown that may happen, and anything happening is a matter of when, not if. Remember, we said that in the beginning of the video. So we need to have a placeholder for that, for the diseases we don't know. He further added, we lost many people because we couldn't manage them. They could have been saved, but there was no space. There was not enough oxygen. So how can you have a system that can expand when the need comes? The concept of disease X refers to the possibility of a future and unknown pathogen that could cause a severe global outbreak, just like what we faced back in 2019 and 2020. As per experts, with the C-causing virus still wreaking havoc on communities worldwide, the anticipation of another potentially devastating is raising serious concerns across the globe. Now, mind y'all, I do got to skip over some of these words just so this video goes through and that little AI bot is not reading what we're talking about here. So it says, talking about the preventative measures that countries can take right now to stop such a mysterious virus from causing another, the WHO director emphasized the importance of international collaboration. The treaty proposed by the WHO aims to strengthen the international response, ensuring timely sharing of information, access to and treatments. Now, the crazy part about everything, y'all, is it's all hypothetical in their terms, in their own terms. They don't even know what it will be. They actually named 2019 and 2020, that was a form of disease X. So they're using this to basically like coin these outbreaks that are to come as disease X. Because the WHO director, he said the 2020 outbreak was a disease X. It was like, in a sense, the beginning. Something that came out of nowhere that they had no idea that would happen. You know, supposedly they had no idea about it. So we can only imagine that that was basically a test run. We can only imagine that they're telling us 20 times stronger, y'all, than 2020. Y'all know what I mean by 2020. They're telling us 20 times stronger. So if that killed upward of 6 to 7 million people, imagine what this one is going to do. So it's like at this point, this kind of goes back to the video that we just did about Paul Harvey and stuff. You know, it's really that time to not, give our attention to the things that we don't need to be worrying about. It's really that time. Because we're going to be faced with things that are unimaginable and to a point where we can't really do anything about it but be aware, have a lot of self-awareness. And first thing you could do when it comes to all this stuff is stay healthy. That's probably the biggest thing. It's really time to put down the processed foods, the processed sugars. It's really time to be outside getting vitamin D. Vitamin D is one of the most important that we need. Also, Dr. John Campbell, he did a really interesting video with another doctor about vitamin D, and you will find out some things about vitamin D that you never knew about. That it's a lot more, it's a lot more important and more understanding than just going out into the sun, which obviously we need that, but it is very important as far as how fast your body fights off of sickness. So, of course, it's a very wide spectrum of the things we need to stay healthy. But this is really that time, like when they're putting this kind of stuff out in the news, trying to scare people, almost fear mongering in a sense. And trust me, this video is not to do that. This video, y'all already know, we're just trying to become aware of this kind of stuff. We're just trying to stay on top of this stuff. We're damn near at the end of the tunnel when it comes to all of this. Like, we fighting to stay aware. We fighting to stay healthy. We fighting the system in a sense. Like, this is what we have to do. And I couldn't stress it enough for people to start challenging yourself. I once talked to somebody and they told me, which was one of the realest things I ever heard, told me it's going to be, the hardest decision that you'll make every single day is what you decide to put in your body. And I couldn't agree more, because it's so simple to go grab a burger from a fast food restaurant. It's so simple to, buy $2 chicken sandwiches. It's very easy to do that to fulfill your hunger, but we gotta really pay attention more to our bodies. Like, if it's going to take you 20 minutes to do a meal prep, 30 minutes to do that, just go ahead and cook. We got to stop being lazy. We got to cook our own food. We got to eat more vegetables throughout the day. Everything you need to do in order to just be prepared for stuff like this, even if it's not something as serious as disease X. Just be prepared to have your body healthy so you can live long and do the things you want to do, because as they say, health is wealth, and we don't get no wealth if we ain't healthy. That's the biggest thing, y'all. It's the biggest thing. Use food for energy points. Don't use it to just, get bloated and fat and full, eating 15-piece wings and fries and throwing it down with a Coke. We all was there at one point, y'all, but, it's that time, it's that time. Like, just how we were saying in that last video, it's time to get closer to God. It's also time to, get healthy. It's time to do it all. It's time to do it all. There's no room for anything else, y'all. And this junk crazy, man. This is crazy. Hopefully, we could come around and do another video like this, get some more information going, because this kind of topic is very, very important for us to be aware of. So y'all know, as usual, man, I'm just doing my job. Go ahead and bring in some of the information to the forefront, just in case some of y'all haven't heard of it. And yeah, man, y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Whatever else y'all got to say and add to the entire story. And yeah, man, with that being said, it's Black Balloon, and I'm gonna see y'all soon. I'm out.